Hey guys, Jason here for TheChartGuys, taking a look at our coronavirus names again. Strong day in the market, a little bit of sell-off at the end of the day on the old S&P, but strong day, and now we're seeing weakness in these names, namely APT. Haven't really gone through the other ones quite yet with you, but that is not really the optimal scenario. If you want to see a correlation is great. Even an inverse correlation is great, but we're not seeing either of that with APT right now. So if we're this weak when the market is strong, it's going to be interesting to see what happens when the market gets weak, if it does indeed see a pullback from where we are. I think we're close to the EMA 12 in the daily time frame for the SPY ETF. So nonetheless, we'll move on. Rejection from our 10E or 10 psychological level the other day, and then we're seeing downside continuation right now. 833 is the only support we have right now on the daily time frame, and no real signs of slowdown yet. So we'll drill down and take a look at that. But 4-hour time frame, very much in a downtrend, and then we have the possibility of setting a 4-hour higher low here, sure. But until we see actual evidence of that, we need to be looking for support tests of 833. We go to the hourly time frame. We can see the bulls are making an attempt. Right now, the low for support is 856 on the hourly time frame. Let's draw that in. And what we're looking for is going to be continuation of this hourly downtrend. Until that story changes, that's just the way it is. We're going to look for lower highs and lower lows. In order to change that story, what needs to happen? Bulls need to break over $9, come down, establish a higher low over 856, and then continue to the upside, namely taking out EMA 26. That's all there is to it. Right now, bears are in complete control of APT because we are taking our time on our descent. Our RSI is not getting overbought. There it is. Sorry, yeah, not getting oversold. 4120 is the current RSI. Not even skirting 30. Just happy right where it is. It's all about that 833. LIKE on the daily time frame. Let's take a look at that guy. Continued sell-off. So we lost our inside bar support from yesterday's video. We saw momentum to the downside. We saw a little blip of potential strength. And then bears just gave it all away. We fell right through our support at 1430. The next support we have on the daily time frame is right here at 1338. We go to the 4-hour. We can see that we have shifted from the sideways action to a 4-hour downtrend. It's going to look better on the hourly time frame. And same story as APT. We just set a new higher high in after hours. Now what needs to happen is bulls need to defend the low of afternoon support, 1411, and then we also have low of day support at 1412. So is that correct? That's not correct. 1378. So low of afternoon support is 1411, low of day support 1378. If we can establish a hourly higher low over 1411, then bulls have an opportunity to change this trend a little bit, but there's still so much work to do in the 4-hour time frame that we're all we're going to look for is a lower high into a possible higher low. Maybe equilibrium or something will manifest itself like that, but we're just still very much in a downtrend. CODX on the daily time frame. We have a bullish engulfing candlestick, so that is good, and it's pretty much the only sign of strength that we've got so far on these names that we've gone through. A bullish engulfing candlestick is when you open lower than the preceding range and open above or close above the preceding range, and gives you that big, nice candlestick that literally engulfs the other one. So this shows that the bulls or the bears have actually exhausted themselves with this downward push, and we're seeing a lot of bear strength here. Now, if this is indeed the case where the bears have pushed all the way down, they can't push any further, and bulls now have an opportunity to have a little bit of a counter trend, the bullish engulfing candlestick really emphasizes that fact with that strong push. So we need to take a look at what's going on here in the sub-time frames. You can take a look here, still in a 4-hour downtrend. So there's still so much work to do on the part of the bulls that even though they got this beautiful engulfing candlestick, there's still a 4-hour downtrend. So one macro time frame does not necessarily tell you the tail of everything that you need to know. 970 is a key support or resistance that bulls need to get over top of. And then we've got 832 support, and below that we've got our low support right at 750. VIR on the daily time frame. The opposite, we've got a bearish engulfing candlestick. So again, this guy fits right inside that guy. What that shows you is this, in this case, bulls had an attempt at strength, opened higher, and bears completely dominated. So that's a failed attempt by the bulls to get some upside mobility. And now we're just seeing bears completely dominate. 2741 is the key support here, and really the only support that we have. We lost whatever this may have been at 3052 with our low at 3020. So bears are dominating right now. And look at this, just a beautiful downtrend. And we've got our high, our low, our lower low. Now what's interesting is that we broke into a new high. Well, there's a couple issues with this. We have to look at the volume. This is an after hours. There's almost no volume behind this move. And the high that we're competing against is another no volume after hours move. So that doesn't necessarily fit the criteria that we want to see for a trend change. Trend change requires two components anyway. One is going to be a higher high. The next is going to be a higher low. So the higher low would have needed to be over this guy, $31. We didn't see that. We saw a higher high technically, but a lower low. So the hourly downtrend remains intact. Currently, EMA 26 and EMA 12 seem to be the key EMAs holding us down. So we're going to look for a break of 27.41 with the expectation that we're going to see hourly continuation. Well, let's go to NVAX on the daily time frame. Yesterday we saw a good attempt by the bulls for a higher open. Bears still are in control. We have a couple of potential supports here. We're going to look at EMA 12 that has been a consistent support for us and a resistance for us, so it is a good place to look for potential trend changes. On the 4-hour time frame, we are seeing lower highs, lower lows, and it's a lot of chop as we dive into these sub time frames. Hourly bears are currently in control with a key support in the area of 10.03, so I just call that 10 psychological. Unfortunately, the NVAX daily chart just doesn't give us a lot of clarity, so all we can do is focus on these sub time frames, these hourly trends, and see if we can get a little action that way. Normally, I would just ignore that messy chart and go focus on something with a little bit more clarity. Anyway, that's it for today. Have a good one. Take care.